Hello, everyone. Now we're live. Hello, everyone out there, Facebook friends, and then our YouTube friends. You are here at Race and Rise Wellness, and our topic for today is all about past life and regression therapy. So if you want, you can just share your live first, like and subscribe, and share it so that people will be able to see and feel and sense what is really our topic about. It's very interesting because this is all about your past life and the regression therapy. How is it important to your life? So I'd like to, before I start, thank you for the heart. Before I start, I wanted to take a chance to tell you what is Raise and Rise. And by the way, we are live also at TikTok because right now it's just only if you go to our TikTok page where is a Raise and Rise Wellness, we're live also in YouTube and in Facebook. And I'd like to welcome Miss Ramya. She's from India and she's one of the facilitator of Race and Rise Wellness, who's doing a regression therapy. So first of all, Race and Rise Wellness is all about a one-stop shop for healing inside and out. Aside from the beauty that we offer, we have hair, nails, massage, so many stuff about beautification from outside. We also cater something about the inner work because we believe that people will move forward and will be able to handle themselves if they are beautiful inside and out. So one of the advocacy of Raise and Rise is to give people the true meaning of the wholeness of them. When they go inside a salon, they think that massage is only like therapeutic or relaxing for, but there's also other forms of healing and relaxing in your body. So one form is through session, therapy session, yoga, meditation, which we have it in Raise and Rise at Calamba, Laguna, Philippines. So without further ado, I'm gonna introduce Miss Ramya Krishna Parvataneni. Yeah. The surname is so is uncommon for me. She's a certified regression therapist, a past life regression therapist, and Reiki certified. All of it are certified. In Race and Rise, all of our practitioners are certified. So you'll be able to see, feel, and sense the beauty and the top-notch class A of how sessions will be held to you. Whether it's online or in person, face to face, you'll be able to experience it. And in here, I'm gonna give the mic to Miss Ramya and then introduce herself for what she's doing. And then there will be like a couple of question and answer. And if you are interested or if you have any questions at all, just put your question and put where are you from? Are you in Philippines? Are you somewhere out there? We wanted to know where are you from. So, Miss Ramya, you can just give a brief background about yourself.
Yeah. Hi, Rhoda. Hi. Thank you for having me here. Hello, everyone, whoever has joined us. I'm Ramya. I live in India, Bangalore, and I'm one of the facilitators of Rise and Rise Wellness. And I practice a blend of several modalities of something like past life regressions, regression therapy, family constellations, inner child healing, Reiki, and I blend it all with somatic practices as well as and when needed. So coming to this, before we dive into this into the talk today, I would really want to give let you all know how it all started for me. For me, regression therapy came into my life when I was in at a very difficult stage of my life. I was a new mom, and then there were some challenges coming up, which happens to every new mom with the infant, the sleepless nights, and there's so many hormonal changes in the own body.
Yeah.
And this was also the time when many things around me were changing. The relationships which were very near and dear to me started falling apart, or I started having conflicts with very dear people, and it was kind of a lot for me. I didn't know what it was. And then if you ask me what were you going through, I can really cannot say what was it exactly. It was too many things. Physical changes in the body, the lifestyle was got very different with a new baby in hand, and the new baby's demands, plus all of these things which were changing around me. It was
Okay.
very hard for me to manage, and I do feel I also entered a space where I felt either I was wrong or everyone around me is wrong. You often,
Oh,
when you enter a hard situation, either you blame yourself or you blame the society or the family or whoever it is around you.
okay.
So that is exactly, I was at that stage. So when we start blaming, or when we feel that it is the others doing wrong to us, we get stuck in that story, that this is what is
Okay.
happening to me, and my life will get better, or my situation will get better only when this person changes, only when this situation changes. And then you just get stuck there. So something
Mm.
similar was happening with me. That is when it so happened I happened to approach a therapist, and we did our first session, and after that session many things moved. Just one session for that matter.
So
After
this
that,
therapist, yeah, sorry to cut you. So this therapist, which you don't know yet, happen
yes,
to give you something that the
yes.
medical or something. Because I wanted to ask first, when you're starting your journey, have you done things like other therapy or other clinical or
No,
something?
nothing, nothing. I by background, my actual background, my profession was I was a pharmacist.
Oh, you're
I have
pharmacist.
I have done my master's in pharmacy, and I was
Wow. So
working as
you're into medical field. So you know all the conventional medicine, right?
yes, yes. Like we think straight. I would think straight. I would want what is the research about it? What is the
Okay.
mechanism about it? Okay,
So
I was someone who was thinking around the logic, highly logical. That's what I was
okay.
trained 6 years, 4 years of bachelor's and 2 years of masters, and
So
then I was in
yeah,
job of
so you're one of the skeptic people because uh
yes,
who's really what is this thing? What is this thing? Because we are more into logical things that when you take a pill, it will make you feel better. And when you do this, what
definitely.
is the scientific, is there science behind this or something? So you're one of the person like that, right?
Yes. And when you
Okay.
take a pill, I know how the pill is working clearly. It was described in my textbooks. So I clearly
Okay.
know how it is working. So there's
Okay.
nothing to worry about it, right? I know why is my pain reducing, which receptor the drug is acting, the medicine is acting. And
Okay.
I also know how many hours of relief can I expect with the medicine.
Oh, so when you started to become curious about regression therapy, you are undergoing something difficult that you
Yes.
cannot even understand where is it coming from because you've done medicine, you've done some things, but then it doesn't help you. Am I right? Eh, That's
Yeah, it was like even if it helps, if it was temporary. And
okay.
it was like temporary. And when the first thing I did was I did my medical reports, my lab reports. The lab
Hmm.
reports came out fine.
Because numbers
Like,
doesn't lie. Yeah,
you
it's
are
they're saying
stunned.
numbers doesn't lie.
What is this all about? And if
Mm.
you come and see what's happening, like I was saying, there were certain things happening between me and my very near dear relationships. But if you come and visit me, there was nothing. Nobody was abusing me. We were not fighting. There was
Okay.
nothing. It was
Okay.
all clean and clear if you come and visit me. It was like that.
Mm,
That's the reason I said, if you ask me, Ramya, what was happening exactly? I don't know what to say.
mm.
All I can
Okay.
say is it was too much. I can only say that.
All right. So let's pause for that because I want to let the audience understand how you become a regression therapist, right? So we're dealing about past life. It's
Yes.
related everything for me because I'm a theta healer also. Everything that's happening in our present has a contribution from our past. And for us to be able to move forward in our present, to be able to go to the future, we have to be fully and accepting in our
Yeah.
present moment. But sometimes people doesn't even know how to move forward because they were stuck in the past. Right. That's the reason why is it. So if for the viewers out there, if you have any questions at all, you can just type in. Don't be ashamed. Don't be shy. Just type in, because at the end of the day, at the end of our talk, Ramya is going to give a beautiful um, session, group session. For example, for the first 10 people who wanted to experience what is the regression therapy, we'll be adding you in a group, and we're going to put it in a Zoom where it's a private one. But these are the people who really wanted to go on the past life, the regression thing. So if you have any questions later on, because I will be having some questions, and maybe you can contribute to the questions that you really wanted to get out from your system, just type in there and then let us know what is it. So Ramya, I don't know. Would you mind be giving me your age or how? So this happened before, you after you get married and you have a child, right? So
Yes.
there's something going on inside you, right? And then since you are having a background of a pharmacist and you know all the generic name, all the what is this, the ailment for any conditions, you cannot even find something for you.
No. I did meet my doctors as well, because see, to find something, how does our system work? You
Mm,
need to have something, right? Like, what are my symptoms?
yes.
What are my symptoms? Or
Mm,
do I have anything visible on my body or on my face,
mm,
on my skin? No.
okay. Okay.
So
So,
all that was visible was that I was on the heavier side of the weight. So the what is the solution? Go lose weight.
to
But
lose
here
weight.
I was not able to do that.
Okay. Because there are so many pills to lose weight. But the thing is, still, it's you're gaining it back. Something that,
Yeah.
or it's not really working at all.
I was
You
not
know what?
even able to drop. Forget about gaining it. I was not even able to drop weight.
Wow. Yeah. So meaning there's something behind it, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So in your journey, so when you continue about your journey that you were pregnant, you get bigger. So what are the things that you have done before going into this regression therapy?
My pregnancy was good. There wasn't much in my pregnancy. The pregnancy was good. The childbirth was also good. It was after my journey began after the childbirth. After
Mm.
the childbirth, breastfeeding mom and the childhood and with an infant who hardly sleeps,
Mm-hmm.
and then so many own hormonal issues, hormonal stuff changes in my own body. If it was there, maybe I would have been able to manage. But to this, what added was the things which were happening around,
Wow.
which was cracking up my backbone, and my backbone was my core family members,
Mm.
near and dear to me. So now the disturbances which were with me started extending there as well. That's how
Okay.
it is. No, when you're in a bad mood, everything around looks bad.
Yeah, if you're really in a very low moment, there's nothing. It's like
Yes,
hopeless feeling. It's a hopeless
yes.
feeling,
So
right?
when we are in that state, we also talk that way. So naturally, that also affects the opposite person. So
Okay.
then
So
there
this,
will be also reactions from that side.
yeah, so basically you felt a victim, person before that. They did this, they did it to me, and it's because of them, it's their fault. So these are your
Yeah,
main.
sometimes I was like swinging. Sometimes I felt it's them. Sometimes I felt it's me. Oh, I can't even raise a small child. People were raising 9 children. Like if we go back, the previous generations were having 8 children, 9 children, 10 children. My
Mm,
grandmothers and great grandmothers, they had multiple children. For that matter, my mom also has 2 children. So all I had was one child to manage, one baby, and I felt like I'm not even able to do this. So
mm.
sometimes I felt I failed, sometimes I felt people around me failed me.
So
I
how
was
What
Indeed.
are the things you've done when you were in that moment? The
So
depression
initially, my
or
first
something?
thing was I wanted to work on my weight. So I took up an appointment with a nutritionist. I tried
Okay.
doing that. Not happening. My body was not supporting when I was trying to change my
Mm.
food habits. Even though I was trying to balance by cutting down a small portion of what I was already eating,
Mhm.
it wasn't happening. Then I went to yoga. Yoga has been my, what do I say? I can say yoga has been my love from
Yeah.
many years. Even during my pregnancy, I've done prenatal yoga.
Okay.
If I've birthed my child today, I've done yoga till last night. I did my Surya Namaskaras till last night. So
Mm.
that kind of yoga also was not supporting in the sense you can say my body was under a collapse. If I have to speak
Wow.
in terms of nervous system, it was a nervous system collapse. So when
So
your body,
nothing really is working.
when your system is crashed or something like for a car, when the engine is crashed, whatever you do, you put the best of the best of the best fuel, the car will not start.
Mm.
The engine is blocked or whatever. So something similar was
Okay.
happening with me. Neither yoga was supporting, neither I was able to change anything in my food. Then I thought, okay, let me start something really simple and let's go for a walk. Not
Okay.
even, not even running, just walk. So I would
Walking.
walk a bit. I would walk for 3, 4 days, and by fifth day, my back would hurt a lot.
Oh my God. Yeah.
So the next 4, 5 days, all I had to do is rest because my back is hurting so much. And in that
Okay.
pain, it was really hard to even feed the child. Like when you sit and when you
Mm.
feed the child, back was hurting. All I
Is
could
this,
do is lie down and feed the child. That's what
yeah,
I was doing.
is this something like depression or anxiety or something post traumatic syndrome?
Maybe I could call it post traumatic.
Yeah.
And again,
Okay.
when I say post traumatic, the word trauma is often misunderstood. The trauma means there should be something intense. Either there has to be an accident or there has to be a death
Yes,
or
yes. Most people know it that there should be
right.
a very physical thing that happened. It's not
So,
only.
so now you ask me what was the trauma? Now, where is the trauma? I had a beautiful
Yeah.
pregnancy. I had an amazing normal delivery. I had a perfectly healthy child.
Yes.
Where is the trauma in this story?
That is a misconception of asking
That's the clear
trauma, right?
misconception.
Because
Trauma
sometimes
doesn't
trauma
have
comes
to
silently, right? It's
be.
silently. Okay.
And
So,
trauma doesn't go by description or by anybody's expert definition. If
yes.
something is painful to you, it is
Mm.
painful. It doesn't have to be in a dictionary or in any definition of trauma.
Mm. Right. Right. So, I have a question, no? For those new to this, what exactly is a regression therapy in
Yeah.
simple terms?
Yes. To simplify this, I would first give a small explanation about past lives. So, when
Mm.
I say past life, it doesn't have to be, there are two ways to understand past lives. One is previous births. There is one school of thought that a human being takes multiple births. We'll come to that.
Mm-mm.
So when we say past life here, it is like it might be, this experience might be from a different birth. That is one way of understanding past life. The other way of understanding past life is anything from now, maybe 5 minutes back, 15 minutes back, 4 days back, 10 months back, 1 year back, anything. The time frame here is not important. Something happened which was very, very hard for the individual to process, which shook the individual system, or which was very hard for them to manage, which felt too much to manage.
Mm.
That can also be a past life. When I say
Okay.
past life, it doesn't have to be previous birth always, right? So
Mm.
after now, coming to your question, what is regression therapy? Regression therapy is as simple as going back in time to the root of any particular challenge which an individual is going through for now. So if I
Mm.
have to give a very simple example, a plant, either the plant is not flowering, or the plant is shedding its leaves, or the plant is not giving new leaves. So there's a way we can do multiple things. We can spray those growth promoters, or we can make sure there's enough sunlight, or we'll do
Yeah.
all stuff. But still, it's not helping. Or it is helping, but then it's coming back. So
Mm.
now what the gardener does, the gardener will change the soil, or he will
Mm.
see what's happening with the root. Is
Okay.
there a bug near the root, or is there a root decay, or what if there's no enough nutrition in the soil?
Of
So
course. Yeah.
regression therapy is something like that. We don't work with the superficial symptoms, we go to
Mm.
the root. Now, the symptoms or the challenges, the issues for which the individual comes in, are entry points, are portals for a therapist to reach the root. And who is the boss in regression therapy? Neither the facilitator nor the client. It is the client's subconscious mind. I
Mm.
don't know what I'm going to do. I am not doing a diagnosis and giving you a prescription.
Yeah.
Somebody comes to me with this is my problem, and I follow a well trained and a practiced process. And it is your subconscious mind, it is the client's subconscious mind, which is going to show me an image or a vision or whatever, which is related to the presenting problem here.
Okay. So when you do the regression therapy, what exactly the people would um how do you call it? What will they encounter, or what would they expect if
Hmm.
you do regression therapy? Because sometimes, is this 60 minutes, or what am I going to do? How does it work, the
Hmm.
regression therapy?
Hmm.
Yeah.
There could be a time frame, but in my practice, I don't really hook to a particular time frame.
Mm-hmm.
I have a reason for it, because again, I go by the fact that everybody is different, everybody's body is different, everybody's mind is different.
Mm-hmm.
And so for some people, things happen quick, for some things take time, for some they might take multiple sessions. So it
Okay.
also depends upon it what journey an individual is. Sometimes people
Mm.
are already into meditation. Sometimes people are already into some kind of breath work and relaxation process. So it is subjective, right?
Mm.
And what a client experiences is, I do follow a deep relaxation kind of a process, where it is a state which comes just before you fall asleep, where your body is completely relaxed, but you're still aware of what's happening around. Just
Mm.
before you're entering the sleep, there is
It's
a
like a
state.
hypnotic thing, like in theta state, right? Yeah,
Yes.
it's like same theta
It's the same.
universe.
I was just putting simple words for the audience to understand. So we follow something like a hypnotic process, but not hypnosis exactly. The
Yes,
client
yeah.
is fully in control. And why is this done? This is done to relax the body and also to relax the conscious mind. The
Mm.
conscious mind, which is logical and critical, because the job of the conscious mind is to always protect. If there
Yes.
are any painful events or memories hidden in the subconscious, the conscious mind would really want to protect you because it's painful there. So why go
Mm.
there? That is how the conscious want to protect you. So all we're trying to do is relaxing the conscious mind and telling it is all good and safe here,
Mm-mm.
so that we can reach the subconscious. So when we reach the subconscious mind, that then the session flows by itself. It is different about for some clients they see visions, for some they feel. It's like a sense. I feel I think this happened. For some it's that way.
Mm.
For some things sometimes even flow like a movie.
Mm.
They clearly see the complete experience. For some just the visions come, they
Yeah,
see.
because some of the people really, most of them doesn't even know really what's we're working, what's we're doing, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
some of them, they are really confused. For example, a person will come to you,
Hmm.
and he had done so many, because you've into a health condition, right? So if a person is having something like, he's always broke, he doesn't have any money at all, even if he work hard, he always
Hmm.
becomes broke. But he's not a spender, he's a very good, a workaholic person, but every time he wanted to do something, things are not really working for him or for her, especially when it comes to money. How will that work if they go to the regression therapy? For example, I'm just citing an example here. So, for example, because some people, they have like money issues, right?
Hmm.
Working hard, and then money comes, money goes easily, and then they were saying it's always like this, and then they become depressed, and even though they've done so much of work, so much, because they love their family. But the thing is, how can the regression therapy help this kind of person? How can they do that? How can they rely on this regression therapy if they do the regression therapy?
That's a quite interesting question, and I will also explain it layer by layer. And that's the beauty of regression therapy, because
Mm,
we're not sticking to anything rigid and saying everything is coming from your previous birth. It's not that way. You
mm,
know, for the example which you quoted, coming to the money, what there's so many layers to this. What are the belief systems of this particular client about money?
mm,
What are the experiences of this client about money?
mm,
So, see, in certain places, there are the belief systems that culturally would say that money is wrong. Like if a person is rich, then they will not, they're not happy, or they only have money. A person who has money, there's also saying in India, like that it says that
money is the
money.
root of all evil.
Yeah, that is also there. The other one is the money and education cannot stay together. So either you
Mm,
have money or you have education. So if you have money, this is funny. Like this the belief system is, if you have money, it is very natural that the education will not be very good. Mm.
yeah.
It,
And sometimes I see people, um rich people are bad.
mm,
So these wealthy people are bad. So
yes.
if you have money and you become rich, if you believe that, you become bad. Something
And
like
when
that.
you believe that, these beliefs sometimes, not sometimes, many times are not conscious.
Mm,
Nobody wants to have a hard life or not to have money.
mm,
If one part of them is working hard or doing everything possible to earn that money, but however, deeply, either their life experiences or the words they have heard around from people or whatever it is, in the subconscious, it says that it is not safe to have money. So I can even give you an example here. This was a client's experience. So in one of the lives, this client had everything.
wow.
He
In
had
one of the
money,
life, yeah.
yes, everything. End of that life, this client was betrayed by the very near and dear people. His For money. They
Mm,
wanted his money, so he was betrayed. So, what was the soul experience in that life? That if I have money, I will be betrayed, I will be cheated. So, this was
mm,
a painful experience for this. So, that life is over. But now, in this life, the client definitely nowhere consciously remembers anything. He's doing
yeah.
everything. And either, like you said, either he's not able to earn, or when he earns, something or the other happens and the money goes. Or maybe he ends up in a business loss or something like that. So when we regress the client, we see that is the way the subconscious or his soul is trying to
Mhm.
protect himself, because you have money, you will be cheated, you'll be betrayed, you will again go through a painful experience. So what is safe? Let's not have money.
Oh, so that's the one. Okay.
When
So,
we address this, so and the awareness, the beauty of the session is the awareness. Moving
mm,
from the space that whatever I do, nothing works for me, being from that space to coming to this space that, okay, this is what happened, and this is why I am reliving the experience to protect myself. When the
yeah.
awareness comes, the pain or the stuck energies, they dissolve, they soften at least.
Mm,
That's
okay.
when there's something called integration. After the session, we do a process called integration, where we
Okay.
draw all the lines. What was the experience? What was the belief system that was established? And what is it that you're still carrying?
And the awareness and realization, how is it connected to both, right?
Yeah.
And to end. Hmm.
Yes.
I'm just ignore me because I'm looking if there's a question in here.
Go ahead.
Yeah, no, because maybe some of us in layman's term, because some of
Hmm.
the people uh who's really into money based, emotional based, a very simple thing, they only know that I have to work hard for me to get this money. But people are who's always working hard end up having nothing at all.
Hmm.
This is the common denominator of the people who really are not aware of their inner feeling, right? Inner thoughts or inner belief. Some things are like that.
Hmm.
And for the viewers out there, if you have questions, just put down your questions and then we'll be answering it as much as we can. So
Yes.
I have another question. So what are the common or the most common reason someone would seek out a regression session as per
Hmm.
your experience? What are the common things? What are their problems? Or what
Yeah.
kind of problems or question it can help resolve?
To begin with, few of the very common things are relationship struggles,
Yes, love,
especially
love issues.
yes, especially
Love
with the
issues.
partners. Yes,
Yeah.
especially with the partners.
Okay.
Then the phobias, unexplained phobias, fear of water, or fear of there's this person. There are people who are they know it all. They're prepared for everything.
Of
They
course,
have
yeah.
then they have the PowerPoint ready. But when it's time for them to address a crowd or a gathering,
Yeah.
they cannot.
It
No,
can
it is
can
easy to say
yeah.
that you need to practice and all of that. Yes, sometimes we need practice. I don't deny that. But despite of that, also after practicing, after take going for soft skills coaching and all of that, despite everybody telling them that you are good at it, your presentation is amazing, just go for it. Still, when at the moment they see the crowd,
Stuttered or
something
stop. Yeah.
something inside shuts down. You know, so
Mm.
for them, if we all go back to the ancestors or how humans evolved, how was the justice system done? It was in groups. It wasn't there would be a big group of people, maybe the complete people, all the village from the people of the community standing. Then there would be a head who would decide this is wrong, this is right, and they were punished there.
Okay. So
Correct? So
basically, yeah, because I wanted to connect the dots for the people out there. So basically, if, for example, a person is really having a hard time with the love affair, every
hmm,
time he's having a relationship, people abandon him or her, or they get separated, or another person is trying to betray her or cheat them, or there's something happening inside that person's subconscious belief or the belief inside you. So this is the root cause of everything. That's what you're
yeah.
saying, right?
Yes, and also there are two ways, especially with the relationship example. There are two possibilities. Of course, there would be multiple possibilities to say with the
Mm.
two possibilities. One possibility is how are you in a relationship, in especially in a adult love relationship. So
Mm-mm.
what happens? The younger child or the childhood of this adult, either they were abandoned or they did
Mm.
not get the kind of attention they wanted from their parents, or
Oh.
maybe one of the parents passed away early, or the parent one of the parent had to travel away for work and they were not available. So this child did not receive the amount of love they craved for.
Mm.
So now, what is the next promising relationship? The first promising relationship of mother and father, siblings, and then the most expected relationship is your partner.
Mm.
You enter a partnership. Is this adult entering from a space of being an adult, or sometimes very very subconsciously? Again, nobody does it intentionally.
Yeah.
They Sometimes it so happens that the child, because there is an expectation. I cannot expect this kind of love from my teachers, from my friends. from my boss, from my colleagues, but I can expect this from my husband or from my wife. So
Mm.
what if I start acting like a child? I will not behave as such, but the kind of love I want is just the way the younger version of me wanted. Then what happens with the partner, the adult partner?
Mm.
It
So
gets,
if that person will not be able to get that same love
yeah.
from the younger self,
Yes, so
tendency
this
is,
younger one is looking for a parent in the partner.
yeah. So tendency is he's gonna push him away or her away so that
Yeah.
that person will be able to find another person's love. But then if that person doesn't find the same love that he's expecting when he was a child or she was a child, again they're gonna push it back. So what we're doing is the regression is that you're gonna go back to that moment in time, right? Where you will partly gonna be healing or something from that
We
past.
we will
Yeah.
first sit and hear with the child. Again, like I said, the subconscious will itself take back to a memory or an event where the
Mm.
child felt abandoned or felt lost or felt unattended. So we'll sit
Yeah.
with the child and we'll hear what is it the child wants. When
Okay.
you hear what the child wanted, the child
Yeah.
will really soften. That is when this adult's deep desire, the adult who's in a love relationship and
Yeah.
is very demanding or has a lot of asks from the partner, will naturally subside because the child is being addressed. So when two
Mm.
adults meet, the relationship can sustain. But one adult and an adult with a childlike needs, it gets very heavy for the opposite partner too.
Of course, yeah. Because it's a childlike emotions and feeling. It's
Because
an
the
immature
opposite
one.
partner also has his expectations from his
Yeah.
partner, right?
That's why they don't jive together. They don't connect
So
with
how
each
much
other.
ever they love each other, they cannot live together. There's this push and
Okay.
pull. The adults are in love, but the adult and the child are pushing each other.
So it's
This
very
is
interesting. Yeah.
this is
It,
one
it
possibility. Then the
yeah.
other possibility can come might come from a hard experience or something like that, which might have happened in any previous life.
Mm,
Or sometimes there is a trauma which is your own trauma, one trauma, and there's also a trauma which you see, or you can call it as a community trauma.
mm,
You have seen marriages hard around you.
yeah.
You have seen your parents having a hard relationship. You have seen your
Mm.
friends splitting apart. So
So
somewhere
you're
you feel the marriage is,
subconsciously something might happen. Same thing as
yes. So
you have the
where did that
experience.
come from? We don't have to visit a previous life for that. This is
Mm,
something
okay.
happening in life. So when I say past life, it is both previous lives and this life. It's not a
Mm.
fancy previous life all the time.
It's not really the past up that they're saying, I want to go back to my past up to see what's happening in me. And then you're going to go in. It's not really that one, right?
No, no.
Mm,
It is is what happened to you and what is stored in your subconscious.
yeah. So that was the one.
Yes.
I will ask you later about how did you able to find these things, because right now I have some series of questions that I really wanted to ask. And I don't know, maybe the our some of our audience are so private that they will message it later on,
Yes.
Okay, so how does one know if something from the past is affecting them?
Hmm.
How does one know? Because sometimes people, oh no, it will be over. I will just divert it. I'm just gonna go for a massage, and then it will
Hmm.
be gone. Something like that. How does one know that he needs to have this
Hmm.
session?
Yeah, it is about sometimes certain things are repetitive in nature. Like
Mm,
I enter a relationship, everything goes well, then we fall apart. I enter
mm,
another relationship, again something goes up, again it falls apart. I start a business, it doesn't work. I take up a job, I lose job.
mm.
Sometimes things are repetitive. We
Oh,
call them as patterns. And sometimes it is that something happens, like
mm-hmm,
somebody in your friend circle misunderstood you,
Mm.
right? They didn't understand what you said. And they, for that moment, they did not speak to you or they cut you off or something like that. And inside you, you feel like a lot of turbulence. You feel left, you feel alone, you feel lost. For a
Mm.
third person, it's like, hey, come on, it's just a misunderstanding. Leave it. He'll come back. That we'll tell him, talk to him, don't worry.
So that
But
feeling, yeah,
that so you're the result of any experience sometimes is so big.
yeah, the
And
feeling of being
the individual
resentments of that.
themselves feels that why am I reacting this way? Why am I reacting this way? I don't have to, it's fine, it's fine. Or
Mm.
sometimes a friend who misunderstood comes back and it's all good. But there is this deep fear, what if this friend misunderstands me again?
Oh,
And it kind of stops you from going ahead in life. It keeps coming back to you. You feel trapped in that. And we often brush it off calling it overthinking. Hey, it's overthinking.
yeah.
Don't over.
Let's go for
Don't,
relaxation and do it like that. And then
yeah,
afterwards, when you go
relaxing.
home, it's still the same.
Exactly.
Only 1 to 2 hour, it will be over. But then afterwards, it will be the
It
same.
comes back. It comes back. And all we get to hear is you should stop overthinking. But
Mm.
if it was in our control, if we can switch a button and stop overthinking, why would anyone overthink? Nobody
Mm.
chooses to overthink. I feel overthinking is something that happens to an individual and nobody chooses to overthink.
Mm.
So, for someone to understand, do I need regression therapy? Two ways to explore. One, certain things are repeating in my life and they're disturbing to you. They are disturbing. This repetition is bothering you. If it's not
Yeah.
bothering you, don't worry.
And
This
sometimes you're not functional anymore, right?
Yes, you're not
You're
functional
not
anymore.
functional
And
anymore.
sometimes, see, there's a it also, especially in cases of pains.
Yeah, I wanted
First,
to ask that one. What about sickness? Some people, they
yeah,
are healed already and then they tend to, I don't want to say it, to attract again the sickness, something, when she has this and then she healed, and then she has this again and then she healed, and then she's having this again. So how does this person be
yeah.
able to
For
overcome
sickness,
that?
for aches, and for pains, first is like regression therapy is never a replacement for medical therapy. They go hand in
Mm.
hand. They're supporting each other, but it is never a replacement. So despite of checking your medicals, and despite of for suppose a young person is having a pain, so despite of seeing a physiotherapy, doing your strengthening exercises, all of that, still this pain stucks you, that is when you can look at regression therapy.
Mm.
Sometimes, especially with this pain, what happens is people go back to a time where someone whom they trusted either stabbed them, either it was a war, or hi Vida, either it was a war situation, or they were killed, or they were betrayed for some monetary benefits. So it is more than the physical stabbing, it is that emotional, pain that my friend did this to me. It is
Mm.
that emotion that gets stuck there. And that emotional pain is manifesting itself as a physical pain.
Yeah. This is really really an issue that should be handled with care, because some people, they were thinking it's just only like, physical, but sometimes it's not. It's more than
Yes,
physical. It's
yes,
more than physical, because I believe, no, that the mind, body, and soul goes hand in hand. It should not be only the physical one, right?
yes. Mind,
Mm.
body, soul, and our spirit all are connected. And many cases of thyroid, people who suppress themselves a lot for speaking, for putting up their opinion out, or as growing up, we have this culture that younger ones don't speak before the adults. When adults are
Yes,
talking,
yeah.
the ones
you're
don't speak.
you're not respectful. You don't
Yeah.
respect the elders.
So what does the child get? The child's brain is very naive, right? They're very pure. So they will learn that, oh, I'm not allowed to talk, I'm not allowed to talk, and learned behavior very unconsciously carries further, and they keep on suppressing, they don't express. But when you want to express and you continuously stop yourself, where is it all going? And
Mm.
thyroid is related to your throat chakra, if we get into the terminology of chakras. So your thyroid it is asking for attention. We go, we take a pill and all of that. The thyroid is saying, come on, see me, do something with me. Indirectly, what you have to do is start expressing yourself. Of course, along with your medical treatment. By nowhere we are bypassing the medical treatment,
Yeah.
but many such metaphors are there when you work with the body.
Yes.
Many
Yeah.
metaphors.
I'm just looking at TikTok. Maybe some people are questioning. If you have any questions there, just type in and then I'll read it to her. Okay. So I have once a client also. She's having a thyroid problem, and it's also the expression, the feelings and emotion that they're suppressed, right? So in the regression therapy, it helps a lot when you're doing the
Yes.
regression therapy. Yeah, because this is where you will feel empowered whenever that's released, and you've analyzed or realized what was happening to you then from that time. So most people also, I don't know, I met so many people who's doing regression therapy, but they're more into pain and health condition.
Hmm.
I don't know, maybe that's maybe most of the clients that I've met. So another question, if you have any questions at all, just let me know, okay? So we know there are different belief around our past life. Is it important for a client to believe in reincarnation for this therapy to work?
Hmm.
Reincarnation. Catholics, they don't believe in reincarnations,
I know. I know.
Many religion, religious people, they don't believe in that. So how is your take in this?
Yes. We all come from various school of thoughts and various cultural. So this therapy is not about imposing anyone's cultural beliefs onto each other. One
Mm,
doesn't have to really believe the concept of reincarnation or anything. So what a client needs is the knowing that I am going through something and I need help. And then the
yeah,
courage to stand up and to walk into a session. Because, like I said, nowhere in a session I am going to tell you to ask you which life is this, which incarnation is this, how many
yeah,
reincarnations do you have? No, the like I said, the boss in the session is your subconscious. All I want a client or an individual to have that knowing that they need help in certain areas of life, and the openness to come and experience whatever is blocking them or holding them back in life, and then
mhm,
their subconscious will show, and then they walk out with the connections. While they walk out also, they don't have to believe that this was an incarnation. They can just say, okay, there was some experience. Absolutely
yeah,
okay.
yeah. Because there are some um belief that if you're doing the past life regression is that, oh, I'm a Cleopatra before, that's why I'm here, I'm here. I'm like this and I'm like that, there's like a limbo feeling of that, and then, oh, they associate it with very different character in their life, which is not really addressing to what they have in the present, right? So
Yeah.
so this one, this regression always involves past life.
Hmm. Like it all comes, we have addressed this before. Like I
Yeah.
said, when you understand past life, it doesn't have to be previous life all the time.
Mm.
Sometimes it is just 5 years back something happened. It could be childhood, or it could be also when the baby or the infant was in the womb of the mother.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it happens, like the mom is pregnant, mom goes and tells dad, I'm pregnant. And then what? How was the atmosphere? Were they all happy? Were they all welcoming? So this
Yeah.
child feels welcome. Sometimes Even though the parents are happy with the child coming in, they might be having their own situations. Maybe they're going through a partition. Maybe they are in some refugee camp. Maybe they're going through a financial crash. So they enter these moments of stress. How are we going to bring up this child? But for the child inside hears that I am not welcome here. So the,
Oh.
so the child is born, but the child always feels unloved. There's this constant feeling inside the human, even the adult. I am not enough. I am not enough. I'm not enough. Because as a very young, the first imprint itself was that you're not needed here. So now what happens in the session when the child understands that it was not that I was not enough, it was their stress of how to bring up a child into the life. That is
Mm.
what gave that thought. Can you see how the child or the adult will melt? It's not about me, it's about them. This is the entire game is about the awareness.
Yeah. So basically, when an adult person comes to you, you're basically healing the inner child, the child within that
Yes.
person,
Yes.
right? That's
Yes. So
that's basically
anything, it can be in a child, it can be an infant in the womb, or sometimes it can be the previous birth.
the
So
past. Yeah.
not necessary every client goes to a previous life.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not even necessary because if there's things happen in this life without addressing these things, what's the point of going there? I start the work with here and then we eventually go back if needed.
Hmm. Interesting, huh? Yeah, it's very interesting because when a client comes to you, they will realize really what really is going on inside of them. It's not about because I believe no that you don't have to go out from outside for you to be able to heal yourself because it's always in the inside, right? So,
And simple fact of its own inside gives you so much strength and power. You don't
mm,
have to wait for the sun to rise. You don't have to wait for your partner to change. You don't have to wait for your boss to see your worth because you know your worth.
yeah,
And then you will find the places which value you rather than looking for someone to value you.
yeah. This is very, very, very interesting. So, another one, how does this inner healing show up in the real life,
Hmm.
relationship, money, and health? So, how does it work?
Very subjective, client specific, like with in areas of relationships. Like I gave you that example of the child. Like two people enter into a relationship, two adults, but one of the partners
Mm,
wants wants something from the opposite partner, like almost like a parent. Now,
mm,
when that particular client does the work and he attends his own inner child or his younger version who did not get enough as a child, he will understand that it is not the partner who is not loving me,
yeah.
who wants a little more. Now, either I can give that to myself, or sometimes I can go and have a conversation with my partner and tell them, hey, see, it's not that I am very needy or crunchy and I want to trouble you, but there's a part of me who wants this. So sometimes the
Ooh,
soften, soften. Or you yourself will know when you are understanding that the situation is coming where you want attention or where you want extra love from your partner, you will pause for a minute because your therapist or it already explained you all this or they helped you to process this. And as part of the sessions we also give them certain exercises after the sessions to do this if
yeah.
a younger child or an inner child shows up.
Okay. So,
So
when,
this
yeah, go.
stiff between relationships, it loosens, it softens. They know my partner is not wrong. There's something in me also which is hurting. And it is not coming from a space of self blame. This is coming from a space of ownership.
Mm,
Owning that I am having a headache, I will have a coffee or I will go for a head massage rather than saying my partner is giving me headache.
mm.
You get that?
And
Correct.
sometimes they will also know that, okay, enough for me. I have to get up and do my thing, because sometimes, you feel like you're so small, and
Yes.
it's you also, you're gonna stand up because you know that, I can stand on my own. This is
Yeah.
sometimes the realization of a person after the regression therapy had done, right? So they have their accountability that, oh, I am the one who's doing this, so I can change it also, right?
And this accountability is also coming from a space of love and
Mm.
knowing, and not from a space of that I give you a 10 lines of dictation that you get up every day, you do this, you do this, you do this. It's not
Yeah,
coming
it's
from
like a
that.
robot thing. It's not.
You're
It
doing
doesn't
this,
work
you're
like
doing
that.
this because you love yourself. You want to help yourself. You want to move
Yeah,
in life.
yeah. So many things. There's another question here. We know. Okay, a client, if a client has this big emotional breakthrough in a session, what happens next? How does it they take past life wisdom and apply it into their life today?
Hmm. Yeah. Okay. Great. Okay. Yeah. So the session, when we do a regression session, it's not that we're going to a theater to see a movie. Like, you go to a
Mm,
theater, you see a movie, and you come back. You come to a session, I regress you, I do the deep relaxation, you see some visuals, and you come back. It's not like that. After the session, sometimes I do it immediately, sometimes the next day, depending upon the client. If they needs rest, sometimes they would want to rest. Otherwise, then we do it the following day, otherwise same day. So we sit and we understand what has happened. What is the experience that is still holding you back? Like
mm,
for that example, where the client had a fear of addressing the crowd. Now they understood that this fear is not just coming from here. I'm
yeah.
not just an anxious person. There's something which happened to me before, and my body still remembers it. So I'm
Mm,
seeing this crowd as threat. So the first thing, the client will stop calling himself as an anxious personality, and the
mm,
client will stop labeling himself and will stop self-sabotage. Rather,
yeah.
he will have compassion for himself, right? And now, seeing for the readiness of the client, we give them certain small, small practices. Now you know your subconscious pain has come back, but your conscious mind has to still learn what is safe. So now I can't tell you go and talk to 100 people. It is still scary. Maybe I've softened, but it's still scary. So you
Yeah.
will give me certain small, small things. Go and talk in front of a mirror for the first 1 week. How does that feel? Are you okay after 1 week? Yeah. Now maybe
Mm,
can you try talking to your partner, standing in front of the partner, and then can you express? You can read a story, maybe. Then can you
mm,
ask 3, 4 of the friends? Then can you go for a random live on Instagram or Facebook? Like how
mm.
you give a vaccine, short doses, and
Vaccine.
that
Yeah.
builds your immunity. So that helps. And sometimes for some clients, the release is so big that they're just so ready after the session to go and do it.
Oh, really?
Yes. So
Nice.
it's very subjective. For some, the shifts are really fast. For some, it needs a little more practice, some more time for the integration to happen.
Mm,
So the pace of the results might vary. So even after the session, there is certain kind of work which we do where the therapist hand holds you. I
okay.
even ask a few of my clients to sing in front of me because I
Okay.
want the throat chakra to open. And if they're
Mm.
uncomfortable, I tell them, okay, off your camera, close everything. I'll off my camera also. No, just sing. Sometimes I sing along with them so that they get that they feel okay. Sometimes
So
nothing is working, send me a voice note of your singing.
yeah, in Raise and Rise, you're gonna do only like online, right? It's online session. So when they do the online session to you, how does it goes? For example, I wanted to have want a session to you. I'm having this. So for them to understand what will happen in the session. For example, I have a person have not me. A person has this and having a problem or issue regarding relationship issues, the loved one or the love of the life went out and then did these things, he cannot move on, he doesn't know what to do, he's dysfunctional. How is the session going to be online? What are the steps that you're gonna do?
Yeah, so the process remains the same online or offline. Okay, and I don't, whatever online or offline, I don't work with a single session as such.
Mm,
I take
yeah.
ask people to come for a couple of sessions because there's something called a therapist and a client relationship
Yes.
establishment also, and for me to know the client, because we are, like I said, we are not just watching the movie, go and putting it's for me. It's not important that I show you four or five past lives and I bring you back. That's not my goal. My goal is
Mm,
to take you to the root of your problem and bring that to your awareness and integrate it with you and send you back with some practices so that you can hold yourself. So that takes some time. So I see people for a couple of sessions. In the first session, I kind of talk to them, I hear them, I understand them, I listen to them. What is their current life? How was their childhood? How was their relationship with their parents? How was their schooling and all of that? And I also tell them what I do, how I do it, and they can ask me anything and everything. That's how the first session goes. And from the second session, we do it online. And the same process will apply online as well. The only little small challenge with the online is sometimes the power cuts and all of that.
yeah, internet
That-
connections. And
That's a
how long
small,
how long does the session last?
like to begin with, minimum of 90 minutes, and then it can go long. I cannot give a cap, I can only give you the minimum. For some people,
Okay.
they see one life, they're good to go. They see one, two childhood experiences, they're good to go. For
Mm-hmm.
some, because like the subconscious is the boss. I am not the one who will decide how many lives or how many experiences you visit. It is the subconscious.
Yeah, it is a subconscious mind, right?
So
So,
that is a reason to keep multiple sessions.
mm,
Sometimes it's also the client's individual capacity. Sometimes they're tired. So then we revisit. We come back and we do a next session.
mm.
So very client specific
how
and
how does you know if a person had released something from the first session, is gonna change or something? How does?
yeah, because when the client sees an experience, I will not leave the client there. There are the processes and techniques and tools where we make sure the integration we do to at least to some extent. We
Mm,
help the client to release. Because to see the visuals and the stories and the experience and come back is going to do no much good. So
nice, it's nice.
one each session will be complete. Now, I cannot promise that one session will remove the challenge
Of
100%.
course it will be painful. It will the even in
Yeah.
my sessions, no, because I'm doing this data healing. I
Mm.
don't do all of it because the the person will melt down. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
And they will also feel so empty. See, good or bad, whatever it is, there is
Mm,
something which we have been holding so long. Correct.
yeah.
We remove a lot. There's this emptiness, there's this space. So you also need to fill them with the nice things, which takes some time. So the
Mm,
journey is important to be for some time, for some couple of sessions. Till yesterday,
it,
I was so tired because I was carrying so much of all this. Now, all of
mm.
this, not, I won't say from tomorrow, but after a week, I have so much of energy and I don't know what to do with it.
Because it's Diwali there, it's Diwali, happy Diwali. So
Thank you.
yeah, I the audience are quiet, but I can see them, in TikTok, doing that something. So I want to add this one in one sentence. What is the most profound message or gift that past life regression therapy offers to someone seeking to a meaningful life?
This is a beautiful question.
Yeah,
Like the master says, Dr. Branwis, one of the many other
Primaries.
pioneers who
Yeah.
brought this therapy to the world.
Yeah, I follow him. I really really admire how
Yes,
he
his
does it.
his books and he's amazing. So he says only love is real. In the top, there might be so many emotions. There's anger, there's grief, there's frustration. But if you go deep down, even for the someone, I am angry at someone. because they're not being nice to me, or they did not behave well to me, or they did not act the way I wanted them to act. What is the core of there? All I wanted there was love.
Mm.
Love, like you understand that the reason or the cause for all the chaos is somewhere love. In the
Love.
end, any human, what we want is love. So
Mm.
still, if you want me to put it in one liner or something, it gives you the gift of radical self acceptance. Whatever I am, whoever I am, whatever shape I am, whatever health condition I might be having, there is something which has happened to me, and that is why I'm living this way. And I accept that with love and grace.
Yeah. Hello, Miggy. Where are you from? Yeah. I think that's from Philippines. Yeah. Yeah. Because I really wanted to incorporate it in Philippines because there are so many people who's struggling right now there, especially in fear. You know, the fear of having nothing, the fear
Mm,
of having being left behind, and the fear of getting sick. And you know, Philippines is being hit by earthquakes right now. So
mm,
many people are having phobia of, am I safe in my home, in my space, or what am I going to do? You know, the fear of uh, unknowingly of uncertainties, you know, which should not be feared. So these
yes.
are, you know, because Philippines have been colonized by so many, you know,
Mm,
countries, you know, so something is like cultural, you know, something like that. So it remains also in the past things, you know. Philippines also mimics every other nations that
mm,
colonized them. That's why the cultural, you know, the cultural history is somewhat, you know, not really in good shape, and we're
mm,
forgetting some of the things that we really have.
yes.
So in the regression that you're offering right now, how does a person you know feel whenever they go to your, if they what will you be, what will you give to the person who's gonna go to your session if they wanted to book the session in Race and Rise? Do you offer personal, individual, group, or anything?
When we are working with a particular challenge for a client, that would be for sure one on one work, personal
Yeah,
sessions. But otherwise, we can also, like you said, like people are going through grief and pain, unsafety. We can definitely do group sessions where we
yeah,
can,
which is very good.
give them some sanity, some relief, and at
Yeah.
least to stand and be wherever they are, and rather than panicking. Those sessions we can do group sessions
Mm.
because there the theme is same. We're working on something similar, and
Mm.
also collective energies are beautiful.
Yes,
When
yeah.
we are together, we know how powerful we are. So those
Mm.
things we can do group sessions, but otherwise we do one-on-one in person. I mean, sorry, personal
Okay.
sessions.
Yeah. For those of you who wanted to try and, you know, feel and sense the regression therapy, just go to the Race and Rise Facebook page, and then we'll do schedule a one-on-one with Ramya, or even group sessions, because at the end of this live show, we're gonna pick people, or if you are interested, we're gonna make one free group regression therapy that will be in the Zoom, because it's private. We don't want to out it out, because there will be some things that we need to be, you know, confidential or private. And you're gonna love it. You're gonna love the experience, how this works. And maybe stay tuned for the upcoming event, for the online session for the regression therapy, because this sometimes really, or not sometimes, it's most of the time, you will know that this is what I wanted, this is what I'm looking for. Because every modality has its own beauty. They have different names, but it goes all in one goal,
Yes.
to make you better and feel better inside. right? Inside. So, oh, we've reached 1 hour, Ramya.
Yes.
It's already 1 hour. So if there's any other questions, because I think I've asked those questions, most of it, and I know that people are just listening and watching, and they can watch it also in the future because it will be out in the YouTube, and it will be out also in our Facebook page. So, is there any other message for you to be shared in our audience right now, Ramya? Before we end this life.
Hmm. That they're not alone, though it feels like many a times we're alone, nobody's hearing, no one is
Mm,
holding. There's always room for everyone.
yeah,
All they have to do is stand up and ask. When they ask, something and someone will show up from somewhere.
yeah. Because yeah, it's beautiful. Because sometimes our friends are quiet inside. We thought that they're just okay. Just one say hello, it's a big, big thing for them. So one reason also for us to bring awareness. That's why our name is Raise and Rise, is to raise, and give, awareness to everyone and rise above over
Yes.
adversities that you're having in your life. So, yeah, so this is a very beautiful session because I love it because when it comes to, going inside in your inner self, it's really important for a person to know who you are really. What are you
Yes.
carrying? What are you getting out of it? And how do you release it? Who you can release it, Where can I release it? Will I be able to release it? These are the questions sometimes a person have. And uh, yeah, you're not alone. We are here to guide you and help you whatever you're going through. Just message us, and help is on the way, and we can guide you wherever you are.
Yes.
So thank you very much, Ramya, for this beautiful one-on-one session
Thank
of
you
live
for
talk.
having me. Thank you.
And I know you're in India and you're celebrating the Diwali, and thank you for the time. And thank you, people out there who's watching and listening to our live stream, live talk. And then stay tuned for another set of episode. And thank you very much for you guys. Thank you.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Thank you. Ramya, wait for me. I'll just end the live. Thank you very much.
Thank you.